I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy.
This story begins with two elf-eared, spiky-haired teenagers performing a small act of mischief. These two, let's say unlikely heroes, are known as Jak and Daxter. The two set off to Misty Island, a place where they were warned to avoid. They are then spotted after overhearing a secret meeting and get attacked. Jak throws a dark eco bomb at the lurker to defend themselves, but the force knocks Jak back into Daxter, who's then thrown into a pool of dark eco, only to be thrown out as a notzel. Good going there, Jak. We're then introduced to Samos the Sage, a master of green eco, and a father to Kira, a brilliant mechanic. Samos explains that in order to return Daxter back into his previous form, they must seek the help of the master of dark eco, Gol Acheron. Gol lives far to the north.
Far, far to the north.
And to travel that way, they will need the help of an Agrav Zoomer, which is run on power cells. Jak and Daxter travelled over the land, helping people in return for power cells, and finding them around on their journey. Upon arriving at Rock Village, they find out that the Blue Sage is nowhere to be seen, and that the village is being devastated by a monster named Claw. The path to him is blocked, and the device built by the Blue Sage to move the boulder didn't get finished in time. After reactivating the machine, by collecting power cells, Jak and Daxter climbed the mountain and defeated Claw, saving Rock Village. The group progressed north through the mountain pass to Volcanic Crater, home of the Red Sage, who also was not there, only to discover the unfortunate truth about Gol Acheron, the master of Dark Eco. Him and his sister, Maya, wish to open the Dark Eco silos underground, which will destroy literally everything in the world. Jak and Daxter travel north to Golden Maya's citadel, where they are holding the sages as prisoners. On their way here, Samos, the Green Sage, was taken and is now imprisoned here also. The duo fight their way through the citadel and rescue the sages, who then combine their power to lower their shields, protecting the precursor robot that can open the Dark Eco silos underground. After freeing all of the sages, Jak and Daxter head to the top of the citadel to take on the robot that's under the control of Gol and Maya. After a heated battle, Light Eco appears, which could do one of two things. Either destroy the precursor robot and save the world, or change Daxter back to his previous form. I wonder what they chose.
Stay fuzzy, save the world. Choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world, but do it quickly before I change my mind!
With the robot defeated, Gol and Maya are plunged into Dark Eco.
The Dark Eco probably destroyed them. Probably.
With 100 power cells collected, a giant precursor door opens, and then Jak II. After the events that had just taken place, Jak, Daxter, Samos and Kira helped carry everything that was inside the precursor door back to Sandover Village. With everything set up, Jak hit a button that activated the Rift Gate, releasing the Metalhead leader.
Everybody press all the buttons!
After Daxter presses all the buttons, the Rift Rider is flung through the Rift Gate, sending them through time. They're split up in this process. Jak and Daxter arrive in a huge built-up place known as Haven City. Jak is approached and taken away by Crimson Guards and a guy named Errol, whilst Daxter opts out. 2 years later, after the events of the PSP game Daxter, Baron Praxis and Errol are seen injecting Jak with Dark Eco in an attempt to create a Dark Warrior. The reason being is that there is a war ongoing between Baron Praxis' city and the Metalheads, a war that the Baron is losing. Daxter rescues Jak and we discover that Jak now has dark powers.
I'm gonna kill Praxis!
Oh, and he can speak now. The duo escape the prison and meet an elderly man named Kor, who is with a kid and a dog. Kor suggests finding a man named Torn and joining the Underground, a group waging war on the Baron. They meet up with Torn, who gives them a test to prove themselves. Collect the Baron's banner at the top of the tower in Deadtown, and they can join the Underground. Jak then learns that Torn is ex-Crimson Guard. After completing a couple of requests from Torn, he asks Jak to deliver something to a man named Crow, who might know something about what the Baron is up to. After arriving at the Hip Hog Saloon, we're introduced to the biggest guy you'll ever see, Crew, and his wasteland bodyguard, Sig. For their services, Jak is rewarded with the Morph Gun, with the Scattergun mod. Jak and Daxter return to Torn where, after seeing guards giving metalheads eco, they realise that the Baron is working with the metalheads, creating a false war to distract people from their harsh government. Torn sends Jak on a mission where he meets Vin, a mad scientist with access to the city's electrical mainframe, and they also meet Ashlyn Praxis, daughter of the Baron and secretly a member of the Underground. Crew sends Jak and Daxter out on many missions and eventually tells him to meet the racing manager who, after a few races, is revealed to be Kira Hagai. Jak is sent to rid a sacred site of metalheads. Little do they know that the sacred site is actually Samos' old hut. This reveals to them that they're actually in the future of their own world. They return to Torn to meet the Shadow, who is actually young Samos. They're told that the kid with core is important because he can open the Tomb of Ma, which contains the Precursor Stone, a vital item in their efforts to win the war against the metalheads. They find the entrance to the tomb, in which the Oracle states that the boy is too young, so Jak and Daxter dive under the door before it closes. After completing the trials of manhood, which the kid could not possibly do, they get to the stone where they learn that the metalheads are responsible for destroying the precursors. The Baron managed to come in and steal the stone, despite Jak's efforts. Back at the hideout, Torn confesses selling out the Underground to prevent the Baron from killing Ashlyn, so several members are captured. Jak then heads to the fortress to free them, revealing that old Samos is here too. The group learn that the Baron plans to violently crack open the Precursor Stone to destroy the metalheads. Little does he know that doing so will also destroy the world. Jak enters a race for Kira's team, first place prize being access to the palace. After winning, the Baron finds out that it's Jak and tries to kill him, but Errol tries to first and he drives right at him. Jak avoids Errol, who then zooms into barrels of eco which supposedly kills him. Jak then escapes. Ashlyn tells Jak that Crew is building something for the Baron. Jak goes to find out what it is and learns that it is in fact a bomb which can destroy the Precursor Stone. Jak defeats Crew and escapes with Ashlyn before Crew detonates the bomb on them, killing Crew. Jak and Daxter are worried for Sig as he was sent on a final mission for Crew. After finding him, they try to escape a giant metalhead, but Sig gets taken by it. Jak heads to the construction site to confront the Baron, but Core appears and in a shocking revelation turns into Metal Core, the metalhead leader. Metal Core kills the Baron and then leaves, but before the Baron actually dies, he triggers a second bomb, which Daxter promptly disarms, and grabs the Precursor Stone. Jak and Daxter head to the metalhead nest and blast it open using the Precursor Stone and gun. They meet Metal Core, who reveals to them that the kid is actually young Jak. After defeating Metal Core, they send young Jak and young Samos through the Rift Gate back in time, so they can train to do what they've done today. They all celebrate at the newly named Naughty Otzel and are overjoyed when Sig reappears. So, with all these events past, there's only one thing left to do.